Hey guys, SFP here, and welcome to another episode of my DC United FIFA 15 career mode, episode 26. And as you see right now, I'm currently scouting for a certain player, and that would be Ricardo Quaresma. Now, Ricardo Quaresma is actually one of my favorite Portuguese players. I know he can be overrated, and he has a certain character that doesn't mesh well with certain coaches. Obviously, I don't like it, but I'm not exactly in favor of it, but I do like players that have a bit of bite, that play angry. That's probably why Clint Dempsey is my favorite American player. And as you see on my list here, I also have other players that I've been scouting. And you guys may be wondering, why am I scouting players when I've already used my three transfers? Well, technically, this would be a contract expiry type of transfer. And I'm going on a technicality that technically. That's so stupid. Anyways, I'm going on a technicality that since I won't be getting the player till next season, that he won't count as a transfer this season. So, with by those standards, that means that if this transfer goes through, I will only have two available transfers come next transfer window. So basically, I figure I don't have a star at the moment. I have role players, but I don't have that star player, and I want one right now, and I have enough money to get one. So hopefully he says yes, and I'll be able to get my star player for DC United, my designated player, if you will. Which technically I do have at least one, which would be Fabius Spindola, but he's the type of designated player that gets that honor because of a work ethic, which I guess technically is what you want when you use a designated player slot. At least that's the moral way of doing it. There's a player that plays well, and you want to reward them for their efforts, and so you will reward them with a DB contract. Anyways, here's the first match of this game, which would be against Real Salt Lake, which, if I'm not mistaken, we're facing them. Oh, never mind. I don't know what I'm saying. And by don't know what I'm saying, I'm foreshadowing, guys. Like I said, I've actually pre-recorded this, and I guess since we're basically breaking the bubble, the cat's out of the bag, I have actually finished the whole season 2 of this career mode, and my goal is actually to have all the videos uploaded by Sunday. So I'm probably gonna upload. If you're watching it live or when it comes out, I'm probably gonna post 5 videos on Saturday, and then the remaining 4 on Sunday, because as you guys know, FIFA 16 is coming out fairly soon, in about 3 weeks. And considering I'm also starting school again, I want to give myself plenty of time to squeeze in that third season. Anyways, enough about that. I'll tell you guys about that later. Let's focus on the game, which is against Real Salt Lake. And here we go with Beckerman with the first shot. Now, Beckerman's actually, as obviously, if you guys know, he's been a key player for Real Salt Lake for years now. And unfortunately, he's been losing his step, and that comes with age. He's never been the quickest. And speaking about age, Davy Arno, one of our vets here, who's been complaining about playing time, is injured. So obviously, that's just gonna fuel his hatred for not getting enough playing times. And I try to give him playing times, and this is what happens. He gets injured, guys. It's very unfortunate, but this happens. And on the bright side, which is bright side for me, not for him, it could have been worse. It could have been a key player in my squad here. It could have been a Velarde. It could have been a Fabi, a Spendula. It could have been, who else could have been? It could have been a Perry Kitchen. It could have been a Bill Hamid. Now Bill Hamid would have been horrendous if he would have gotten an injury. Although, to be fair, Gallese has been great so far, and Dijkstra has shown that he's more than just a reserve goalkeeper. He's actually managed to get a couple good saves here. And that's the end of the first half, guys. Nothing too memorable. But here's hoping the second half brings more excitement. And here we go with a nice service ball. Beckerman gets it. Beckerman's going to go for the shot. And a post. It hits the top portion of the post. And the ball's still alive, guys. Beckerman's going to get it again. No, he's not. Our defense manages it to parry wide. And here we go with our own counterattack. Atoche, who's going to go for the shot. He shoots. And a nice save there by, I want to say it's Romando. And yes, it's Romando. And by, I want to say, is because you never know with the game who's actually in between the posts. It's not always a starter as you would assume it would be. Anyways, here we go with their own counterattack, and Martin goes for the shot, and it's just wide. Or was it displaced? Did it hit a Real Salt player? And that's why. And it looks like it did, guys. And judging by Schuler's celebration, it is, and it definitely is. And it goes for a corner kick here with Fabi. Fabi's gonna put it, and no, nothing comes out of it, guys, which is very frustrating. And our defense is just slacking here. Sebastian Jaime with the ball passes it to Joe Peck. I think that's his name. I don't know him. He's probably a regen or a new transfer that they've gotten. And here we go with the last play of the game, most likely. And Martin just basically loses the ball, which is not what I want him to do. And that's how the game ends, guys. 0-0. Nothing too exciting, unfortunately. But like I said, hoping to hear back from Quaresma for the contract expiry. And I think, yes, we did hear back from Dexter. Apparently wants a match. I think I gave it to him. And apparently Arnaud's injured for a short time. And Quaresma denies it, obviously. And here's one of the things where, like, one of those situations where we have enough money. We have more than enough money to get him at a decent amount, salary-wise. But because we're MLS, we're going to have to overpay for him. And I'm fine with overpaying for him. I just hope we have enough money to do it. And we hear back, and again, it's been declined. And I believe I even did the whole 20% trick, which does absolutely nothing, as other YouTubers have said, especially one in particular, if you guys know who I'm talking about. And Arieta seems to want to go in for the next match, and you know what? We'll give him a shot. Like I said many times before, I like rotating my teams. It gives it a fresh look. It changes things up. And to be honest, I would be bored if I saw a same starting 11 for each match. And here we go with the second game today against the Philadelphia Union, who I'm actually watching their game against the New England Revolution right now, and they're actually down 1-0. I didn't see the goal because obviously I'm recording right now. And lo and behold, they are the last team in this conference, which I believe they are in real life as well. I'd have to double check. I know they're in the bottom. If it's not them, it's probably Chicago Fire then. It's one of the two. And it's quite a shame, though, because Philly is such a big market in the sense that, a sports-wise sense, I guess I'm saying, they have very good fans out there. Fans that deserve a better product than they're being shown on the field. And I don't know if it's the team itself. Maybe it's the management. And by management, I mean like the FO, the front office. I don't think the coach is to blame here because I actually like Jim Curtin. I like the things that he's been doing with the Philadelphia Union. I don't know if any Philly fans are out there. What are your thoughts? Who's to blame? Is it the FO? Is it Jim Curtin? Are you guys not fond of Jim Curtin? Do you think he should go? Should you guys get a different coach? Or is it the players themselves, the players on the field? Are they just not cutting it anymore? Let me know in the comment section down below. And here we see our starting 11 with Velarde, and I think I put Arieta in. Yes, I did. And we're off here with the Philly match. And a nice pass to Fabi. Fabi passes it to Arieta. Arieta's going to go by himself. He's all open. He's going to go for the shot. And it's a goal. And that is a very anticlimactic way. I think my shout was more exciting than the actual goal call. But luckily, Arieta wanted the chance. And look, I'm being returned the favor. The favor is being returned right now. Giving him a shot, and he gets the goal in the first few minutes of the game. And judging by the fact that Philly is last on their table, that means that the game is good and done. We'll see about that. It is MLS, and in MLS, on any given day, any team can beat anyone. With a shot, Arieta shoots off a rebound, but it is being waved offsides, guys. And I'm not sure I agree with it. But let's take a look at the replay. Just by a millimeter. But it is offsides, guys, unfortunately. And Arieta could have gotten a second in the game today. That would have been awesome for him. Here we go with Maidana. Maidana passes it to Brook. Brook tries to go by my defender, but no, he doesn't. My defender's just too good, apparently. And that's the end of the first half. 1-0 so far. We have the lead in PPL Park. And I'm making a few changes here. I'm putting Franklin up here because he can't play right mid. And I'm putting in Maileta as well. I'm putting in Aguilar. And like I said before, guys, Aguilar seems to be our new Michael Seaton. He seems to be very impactful coming off the bench. And we'll see if he can keep up that form that we're expecting from him at the moment. We go with Wenger. Wenger serves a nice ball there. Unfortunately, the attacker couldn't get there. And Wenger's going to go for the shot as well. And it's just wide. And Bill Hamid in the air just in case it actually threatens his goal. Bill Hamid passes it back to Birnbaum. It seems that CJ Sapong's going to go for it in the last few minutes of the game. He's all by his lonesome. Maidana is going to go, but no, that's the end of the half. That's the end of the game, guys. It is a 1-0 victory that we're taking home. Thanks in part to Arieta, who wanted to play this game, and it's a good thing I let him play because he's the one who was responsible for the goal. And he's thanking us again. But I say thank you, Arieta. Thank you for that wonderful goal. Here we go with the press conference. And like I said, obviously, Quaresma's not going for the offer, guys, and I don't have any more money. I still want to get in a player, and I think I'm looking at someone Longo from Sampdoria. I need a striker actually now because I sold Eddie Johnson, and I sold what's his name, Michael Seaton. So technically, I only have 3 strikers at the moment. I have Fabi, I have Arieta, and I have Aguilar. Now I'm definitely in need of one more striker at least. So I'm hoping I can get him as a pre-contract. He seems to be of a decent quality. He'd probably be one of my best players off the bat if he accepts. And I see he's declined. He apparently wants to know his squad role, I think. I'm going to bump it up a little bit. Oh, I guess he didn't. I guess he just wanted a higher pay raise. So I'm bumping it up to 40. And hopefully he accepts it this time. I mean, it's a 10. That's a 10 boost. So apparently, no. Apparently 10 is not enough. He wants a little more. Let's bump it up to 45,000. Let's see if he accepts that. And let me put 4 years. And am I going to give him a squad role this time? Yes. I'm going to give him crucial first team because he is going to be a crucial first team player. And our next match here is going to be against the Chicago Fire. And I just scouted further up ahead. And I see that our semifinal match for the U.S. Open Cup will be against the LA Galaxy. And that's going to be interesting, guys. That was probably the toughest one. Toughest out of the 3 teams remaining that we could have gotten. And so we're at least in for a good match. But enough about LA. Let's focus on Chicago. Let's give Chicago our attention. We don't want to jump games and expect to win. Because usually when that happens, when teams look too much into the future, expecting to get points in certain games, that's when they tend to get overconfident. And that's when they tend to drop points. And we see here I have a big lead. I think it's a 9-point lead against the second place team, which I believe is Columbus. And even by the fact I have a game in hand. So we're in a prime position to win this game. And here we go with DC. I'm in prime position. Excuse me. I mean prime position to win the league. And I'm starting in Aguilar here. And this is the B team, if I'm not mistaken. Here we go with Jared Jeffrey at Torche. And Halsey has the armband here, which is a little weird. I'm not sure, though, who I would give the armband to, considering Kitchen's not here. And I believe I even switched out, what's his name? Birnbaum. Boswell's not playing this match, actually, because I'm saving him up for the next game, because the turnaround time between these 2 games is not a long time. Here we go with the match. And Jeffrey gets a shot in. And he should have done more with that opportunity. Really, Jared, Jared Jeffrey, come on. That should have been a goal. Those opportunities we won't get much of, at least in other games. Here we go with another shot here and another opportunity missed. This time by Fabi Espindola. Anyways, Sean John's going to put it back on the field. And here we go again. Fabi with the shot, and it hits the post, and it goes right back to Sean John's arms. What a lucky opportunity. A situation that the Chicago Fire are in. That could have been the 1-0 lead going into the half, guys. But 'tis not the case. And I see a couple of my players are here tired. I have to take Fabi out, and I'm going to put Rolfi in. And I'm going to put Santillan in for Atoche. Or am I not? Yes, I am. I'm pretty sure I am. Oh no, I put him in right midfield. And I'm putting in Martin in. And I'm obviously taking out Fabi because I need him for the LA Galaxy game. Because he's the only A-team player on my B team. Because like I said, I like to play with 2 strikers. Unfortunately, I only have 3. So that means one of them is going to play double duty. And at this time, it's Fabi. But once I get Longo, I'll have at least 2 strikers per team that I'll be able to use. Shot by Lorenowitz there that we just saw. And unfortunately, I was too wide. I was going to call him Akam. Akam, the Ghanese from Ghana. Ghanese, I believe it's Ghanese. International, well not international, but Ghanese player. Nicely goes for the shot, but it was just off wide. And here we go with our own attack here with Atoche, who's going to center the ball to Rolfi. Rolfi heads it, and it goes in, guys. In the 80th minute, we have the 1-0 lead. And here's where my sub paid off, putting in Rolfi. And like I said, Rolfi has been very impactful in these last few matches here. Not so much in the beginning of the season, but this season, he's been a beast. Or this second half of the season, he's been a beast. And that's goal number 3 for Chris Rolfe. And it starts off again. Martin passes it to Martin gets it. Martin passes it to Rolfe. Rolfe's going to go for his second shot. And nicely placed. And a nice goal. That makes it 2. Like I said, guys, Rolfe is on fire. And Kinney is not too happy about that. And why would you be? Martin with the assist. So that was too close, actually, because had that not had enough power, I'm pretty sure the defender, Adilton, I believe is his name, would have easily gotten it. But luckily, there was enough power in the pass and enough power in the shot to score. And now we're in a familiar situation here. And here, is it going to be a third, guys? Aguilar passes it to Rolfe. Rolfe by himself. This could be the hat trick, guys. And a nice save by Sean John there. Here we go with Chicago's last attack here. And Hamid, or Gajese, gets it nicely. And he's going to go a little bit. And he's going to pass it to his left back here in Corb. And that's it for this half, guys. It is a 2-0 win that we're taking from this game. And we see Colorado taking a 3-2 win back home against FC Dallas. And this is the end, finalizing the transfer season. Longo again has declined. Excuse me, guys. We offered 45,000. Now we're going for 50,000. And I know I'm overpaying for him, guys, but I really want a more impactful player in this transfer season. And right now, most of my transfers haven't been impactful. They've been kind of role player esque. And finally, Longo has accepted for 50,000 wages, and obviously we're gonna accept. And he's coming in next season then. But like I said, most of my transfers have been more of a role type of a role squad. Squad role. Excuse me. Role. They've been role players basically and non impactful players. And I guess to make sense of it, it's because I've been going through the free agents. I don't want to spend too much money right now because, like I said, my focus is actually in youth development. I'm a big fan of the youth academies in this game, and I like to get basically my more impactful players coming off from the youth academies. And because the youth academies and the level MLS is in right now, I'm basically guaranteed that some of them will be automatic starters come May when they get the boost. And here we go. Like I said, I haven't spent anything. Spent $0, and I've earned 8.8 million dollars, which is a good profit. Which I just spent most of it on the scout, the 5-star overall scout. And this is a lot. Oh, okay, we want to check here the statuses. I'm going for 90 potential players. So Cooper's going to stay. Everyone else I'm going to reject, guys. And it may sound stupid. Mayer and Cooper are going to stay. And like I said, I'm very picky when it comes to certain aspects of the game. Obviously, I just mentioned the whole the scouting portion, the scouts. And as I comment on this, here is the monthly squad report that I've actually overlooked, I think, last month. So take a look at all the stats that have been boosted. Anyways, like I was saying before, I'm very picky when it comes to the youth, um, academy thing. And so I figure, I mean, I'm only gonna get the creme de la creme. So if you're not at least 93 overall potential, then most likely I will not sign you. I will release you. Now, certain 90-ish players I'll probably keep in my youth scouting reports just because there's that off chance that they might be boosted a little bit. And if not, my hope is that someone else will pick them up for their academy. And that way, I can grow the US pool indirectly that way. Excuse me. And here we go to Jomo Stadium, and it's raining, guys. I'm not a big fan of these rain or snow. Snow in particular, I hate snow. I don't know if you guys love snow, but I hate snow. Snow never works well with me. I can never seem to get the result I want. Usually, I lose or at best tie. So I really hate the snow. And this will be a tough match, guys. LA Galaxy, squad-wise, is pretty strong. I mean, they have Robbie Keane. They have Jassy Zardes. Even their lesser-known players are pretty good. And they could probably start in any other MLS team. So here we go with our squad, which is the best 11 that we could possibly have at the moment. Bill Hamid in goal. And here we go with the LA Galaxy starting 11. Perk, which is odd because technically Pinedo should be their goalkeeper, but maybe Pinedo's retired. I forgot about Omar Gonzalez. How can I forget about Omar Gonzalez? And lo and behold, no AJ De La Garza, which is a little weird. I'm actually a big fan of AJ De La Garza. It's a shame, the disaster that, or not disaster, but the unfortunate event that happened within his family with his, newborn child. It's really, very, it touched my heart basically, and I feel for the guy. Luca has heart, I believe, is the foundation that he opened in behalf of his unborn son. son, and we start off with a nice setup play here, a pass from Fabi, and a nice shot. And I'm not sure why Perk didn't go for the attempt here. He just stood and watched. Granted, he probably had the best seat in the house for that goal. And a nice shot by Perry Kitchen. And that makes it 1-0, guys. And here we go with the Galaxy going for their own attack here at the moment. What a nice ball. And unfortunately, Juninho does not know how to aim. Because he was all alone. My defenders were nowhere near him. He had an easy shot on goal and he misses. And I know what you guys are going to say. Had it been legendary, that definitely would have gone in. And yes, it would have gone in. And I'm working on it, guys. I'm not exactly the best player here at the moment as the half ends 1-0. I did say, guys, that I will bump it up to world class at least. I'm currently in professional, and I think I'm getting the hang of it, or I should have the hang of it by now. I've been playing for a couple months. To making the switch from an Xbox 360 to a PS4. Granted, it should be more of a challenge. I should challenge myself more. And like I said, I will bump it for the last season, Season 3. I will bump it up to World Class in preparation for bumping it to World Class in my new FIFA 16 career mode. And here you go with Arieta going for the shot, and unfortunately it hits the post, guys. How many times are we going to hit the post? I don't know, but the post should be man of the match at the moment, as clearly we could have been up 2-0. And as the game is closing to the end, will we get one more attack here? Velarde doesn't get the ball. And that's how the game will end, guys. It is a 1-0 win. We're going to the final. We're going to the final, guys. And we're going to face Real Salt Lake. Beautiful. It will be a rematch of the MLS Cup. So like I said, guys, that's it for this video. Until next time, see you all later.